Now that we've got your attention, let the games begin! Game cartridges assembling.
Greetings. Game loading. Mind your fingers.
Keep working, you rust buckets!
Uh-oh. What am I doing in this place? I could have been a mechanic. Distraction news on the air in 3, 2, 1.
And now, Distraction News with your anchor person, Dora Smarmy.
Good evening. I'm Dora Smarmy, and welcome to Distraction News, where we give you the news, and at the end of our newscast, I'll ask you 5 questions about what I've reported. So pay close attention and make sure you're not distracted. Now, for our top story today, the ear and how we hear sound. Sound waves, or airborne vibrations, are like the ripples produced from a rock being thrown into a pond. When the sound waves travel into the ear, they vibrate a flap of skin called the eardrum. The eardrum's vibrations move 3 tiny bones: the hammer, anvil, and the smallest bone in the ear, the stirrup, which vibrates another piece of skin called the oval window. The oval window pushes fluid into the inner ear, and it moves tiny hairs attached to nerve cells, producing nerve signals that go to the brain. Oh, now that's really going to drive me nuts. Okay, now let's see how well you were able to remember the facts, and be sure to count how many you get right. What kind of airborne vibrations does the ear hear? Sound waves, high surf, or tide pools? The answer is sound waves. What vibrates the 3 tiny ear bones? The snare drum, the eardrum, or the ear horn? The answer is the eardrum. What is the name of the tiniest ear bone? The horseshoe, the belt buckle, or the stirrup? The answer is the stirrup. The fluid in the inner ear moves what? Your furniture, your feet, or tiny hairs? The correct answer is tiny hairs. And finally, where do the nerve signals go to? France, the heart, or the brain? The answer is the brain. So, how did you do? I hope you didn't do better than me, because they'll give you my job. And there isn't much more a cardboard cutout anchor gal can do. Well, that's all the time we have for today, but remember, don't ever let anything distract you from watching Distraction News. So long.
This has been Distraction News with your favorite cardboard cutout anchor person, Dora Smarmy.
Hey there! Next game coming up! Greetings.
Game cartridge loading. Check.
Radio Scramble!
Radio KBOX.
Good whatever to all you snazzies and razzies. This is your not-so-humble host, Jumpin' Johnny Jumble, or as we say here,
Jumpin' Johnny Blend Tube.
that's because here at Scramblin' Radio, we toss them around and you gotta put them back together. In other words, my name is really
Jumpin' Johnny Jumbo.
and that's how it works. Solid hits and flimsy words, and you have to unscramble the letters we'll be blasting your way. Let's get this rocket off the pad and into your heart with the newest blockbuster from the disorganization, Luna Hig.
My friends and me played a prank on my teacher at school. I thought it was was funny even though it was against the rules. But when she asked who it was, I just couldn't keep my cool. I couldn't stop Luna Hig, a Luna Hig. That grin was giving me away. Luna Hig, a Luna Hig. There was nothing that I had to say. I couldn't stop Luna Hig, and now I'm gonna have to pay.
Hysterical! Yucking it up with the disorganization and laughing! That was so easy, it wasn't funny. And now it's time for
Scrambling Sports with Billy Bull.
Thanks, Johnny. Just hot off the sports wire, it's another record for Cram Crummage. In today's game, Cram Crummage hit 14 home runs. The really amazing part of the story is that Crummage only got up to bat 7 times. The umpire thought Crummage hit the ball so hard, he gave Cram 2 home runs for each one hit. That's 350 home runs this year for slugger Mark McGuire. And that's it from the world of sports. Now back to
Jumpin' Johnny Jumble.
Thanks, Billy. Well, before we say nighty-night and put this baby to sleep, here's Rudy Kazootie with Dagenall.
An alien crashed his spaceship right down in my backyard. I tried to introduce myself, but it was way too hard. I didn't know his gag now, and I guess he didn't know mine. 'Cause he turned bright green and covered me with slime.
What the heck did he say? Did you figure it out? That was Rudy Kazootie with language. Did you get that one, baby? I knew that you could. And as this spaceship takes off and heads for another galaxy, this is Sayonara from
Jumpin' Johnny Meatballs.
That's Jumble. Dig it.
Hey, folks, this game is Eddie Bowl.
Dally-hoo, kids! How's it going? Your old pal Eddie Bull here at the exciting Walla Walla Washington Zoo. This week we're going to...
Eddie Bull, he's edible. He really is incredible. He's simply the best of the bunch. There's simply no disguising that he's so appetizing that we want him for our lunch.
Oh, man! Well, here we are, kids, inside the guts of another critter. See if you can figure out which animal just made a meal out of me. Okay, everybody, here's your first clue. When this animal travels in groups, the groups are called sleuths. Second clue, when this animal grows full size, it can weigh as much as 1,700 pounds. Whew! That's as heavy as a Volkswagen. Beep, beep. At birth, its babies are blind and deaf and weigh just 10 ounces. Okay, here's the last clue. This animal's favorite sport is fishing. In fact, it catches fish with its bare hands. You got it? It's Ursus americanus, or the American black bear. The American black bear, which means it travels in sleuths, weighs 1,700 pounds, its baby cubs are just 10 ounces when they're born, and it can fish! Uh-oh, looks like I'm out of here.
Eddie Bull, he's edible. He really is incredible, and we want him for our lunch.
Come on, you buckets of balls.
matey. Shiver me timbers. Yo ho ho. Look alive, ye lollygaggers. I'm the incredibly dead Captain Bones. I've been sailing the seven seas for an eternity, and I'll tell ya, I'm a bored stiff. The only thing that saves me from going stark raving mad is making up math puzzles using nothing but me own bones. Now watch closely, and just do as I say, or I'll surprise the life out of ye. Just watch me bones. Let me show you what I mean. Now, you know that 1 and 1 don't come to 6, but there's a way to fix her up so she makes sense. And you can do it by moving only one of me bones. Can you see how? There ain't nothing to it. 7 minus 1 equals 6, you finger and toe counting calculator needing mathematical moron. Got the idea now? I hope so. 'Cause here's one for you to puzzle out without me help. Just let me shuffle up me bones. Does 7 minus 6 equal 12? Course not. It equals but 1. To fix me bones, you're to move only 1, just like I showed ye not a moment ago. And hands off all me other bones, you vultures. This is... What's the matter? Do I have to peel your grapes and read your bedtime story? Listen here for a clue, which you're in desperate need of. Only one of the numbers needs to change. Another thing, right now, the numbers don't add up. Add up. Get it? Here's a final hint. 5s and 6s look a lot alike. 5s and 6s. You get me? Enough already. Looks like I have to wait on ye hand and foot. At least, what's left of them. Here's the answer. 7 plus 5 equals 12. As if ye knew. See that? Got the picture now, you sniveling little poodle? Well, that's all you're getting from me.
Haunted house party.
Welcome to the haunted house party where things are really dead, which is just the way we like it. Tonight your task will be to ascertain the identity of our first mystery guest. Here's your first hint. He's deceased! And remember, identify him correctly or he might start turning in his grave!
Good evening, my fellow dead citizens.
May I take your teeth, sir?
No, thank you, young lady. I wouldn't want you to get splinters. But here's a silver dollar tip for your trouble.
Why did you throw it out the window?
I cannot tell a lie. I not only threw it out the window, but I threw it far enough that it flew across the Delaware River.
Which is even more amazing since we're not anywhere near Pennsylvania.
Yes, in fact, the Yankees wanted to sign me, but unfortunately, baseball had yet to be invented. So instead, I joined the Patriots. Oh, those boys could fight.
Were they any good?
Good! Oh, my dear, absolutely. But more important, we were tough. We never called off our battles because of rain. In fact, we didn't even stop for snow.
Good God, you must have won a few times.
Yes, but it was beating the British, which was our most wonderful win.
People must have been thrilled with you.
Well, they've named a city or two after me.
That's really...
And a state.
I can't believe...
And now I'm called the father of our country.
Are you
As well as being voted first president of the United States.
Then that must mean that you're...
Yes, I am...
Wait! Here are the fatal clues. He had wooden teeth. He was thought to have thrown $1 across the Delaware River. He led the Americans over the British, had a lot of locations named after him, is thought of as the father of our country, and was voted first president of the United States. The historical mystery guest is...
I am George Washington, and I must not tell a lie. It was I who chopped down the cherry tree.
And I cannot tell a lie. Once the tree fell, it was I who ate all the cherries. Tune in again next time when you're all invited to the haunted house party.
Game time in 10 seconds.
Hey, cats. It's your friend Sketch here to lay something heavy on you. Just 'cause you got eyes doesn't mean you always see. You got to get the whole picture before you really know what's going down. Don't believe me? Well, I'm gonna show you some pages from my sketch pad, but not every page. See if you can tell what's happening before I show you the missing pages. You dig? Picture this. Daryl was this wacky cat who was caught trying to steal candy at the circus. It was gonna take a while for the police to show up, so they put old Daryl up in the room where they store the stuff to make snow cones. Guess they thought he'd cool his heels there. Man, this cat was in trouble. There were no bars on the window, but he couldn't reach the window. And the door was locked solid. Yikes. But catch this. When the police got there, the cat was gone. No sign of our man Daryl. Nothing. Only a pool of water on the floor. Can you figure out what really went down before I lay the missing pages of my sketch pad on you? Believe me, it makes sense. Check this out. Now, maybe you think this cat Daryl had a buddy on the outside who threw him a rope. Well, that ain't it. Or you might be thinking Daryl is a Houdini, like the cat picked the lock to escape. But that ain't it. Or maybe you think I'm tricking you and the cat melted into the flow like that wicked witch kitten. Would I do that to you? No way, man. You know, Daddy-O, it makes you wonder. How could a guy get out of a locked room when he couldn't reach the window? And why would he leave behind a pool of water? Are you seeing it with me? Dig it. This cat Daryl, they put him in the ice storage room. He moved a giant block of ice under the window, then he climbed up and out and the ice melted and left a puddle. Crazy. Like I've been telling you, when you really use your eyes, you're gonna draw the right conclusions.
Job Image loading. Check.
Stand by for Lens McCracken.
So, there you are. Thought you'd never show. My name's McCracken. Lens McCracken. Ace Photo Snoop. I photograph crime scenes. Some people say I'm good. Real good. Then again, some others, a lot more others, say I'm bad. Extremely bad. You see, I take pictures. Then, I apply my considerable reasoning expertise using said pictures to solve the crime. You think you can help? Everything about that night was as normal as any other night, except nothing was normal at all. And all the fish in Lake Schmindel were dead. I call it the case of the dead fishes case. Here's the first photo, zoomed in way too close. Hey, wake up. I don't want none of you getting tired after only one clue. We got a long way to go. Hey, you guys gotta pay attention here. You're already on thin ice. Look at the photo. Got it yet? Well, you're lucky, because I don't get it either. Oh, man, this is the last straw. I feel like I'm sucking air here. If I gotta tell you to look at these clues one more time. Okay, sorry, I'm a little bent out of shape. Let's take a look at all of them together. Well, there you have it. At least I hope you do, because I certainly don't. Wait a minute. Don't leave. There is one more thing we could try. My faithful darkroom computer, the Solutionator. So, here's the first close-up. Did you figure it out? A bike tire. Yes. Why didn't I think of that in the first place? Now let's investigate this, thingy. You excited yet? My toes are curled. Holy cow, it's an ice skate. I'm thinking whatever this crime is, it's against the law. Okay, here's the last photo clue. A straw. Well, that breaks the camel's back. Which, by the way, is also against the law. And now we finally know what happened, don't we? Octavia Podiatrisk, the Slovian ice skating Olympic champion, was practicing figure eights down on Old Lake Schmindel when summer suddenly approached, causing the ice to melt and sending her into the warming water. Just then, a paperboy riding a bike on his delivery route saw the flailing Podiatrisk, and although unable to swim, he used the straw from the soda he was drinking to suck the lake dry enough for the skater to walk out, while unfortunately doing away with all the life-giving water the fishes needed to live. The paperboy, embarrassed by his inability to swim, ran away, never to admit his courageous act, and so we crack another case. Wide open. Perhaps next time you'll pay closer attention so that one day you'll be as good as Lens McCracken. Photo Snoop.
Game time in 10 seconds.
Game quality under control.
Next game up, Riddle Snake.
In the dark and mysterious recesses of parts unknown, there resides the strange and riddle-wise creature known only as the Riddle Snake. His music is enchanting, and his riddles are perplexing. So look close and think even closer, closer, closer. The riddle is, what loses its head every morning but gets it back every night? What loses its head every morning but gets it back every night? What loses its head every morning but gets it answer is a pillow. And as the sun sinks slowly in the east, remember, it actually sinks in the west. Try not to make that mistake again. Ciao.
It's time for Crashbox Rewind, where we flash back through the show and remind you how smart you really are.
How could a guy get out of a locked room when he couldn't reach the window? He moved a giant block of ice under the window, then he climbed up and out, and the ice melted and left a puddle.
Just watch me, Bones. You know that 1 and 1 don't come to 6, but there's a way to fix her up so she makes sense. And you can do it by moving only one of me bones. Got the idea now? I hope so.
It's Ursus Americanus, or the American black bear. It travels in sloughs, weighs 1,700 pounds. Its baby cubs are just 10 ounces when they're born, and it can fish.
When the sound waves travel into the ear, they vibrate a flap of skin called the eardrum. The eardrum's vibrations move 3 tiny bones: the hammer, anvil, and the smallest bone in the ear, the stirrup.
Well, that's it for now. See you next time.